Hola, amigos. Somos familia. I'm your host, Dr. Rebecca Dominguez Karimi, and I'd like to welcome you to the Indigenous Peoples Day Dia de Muertos edition of the Tortilla Diaries. Firstly, I'd like to dedicate this podcast to my granddaughters, Liliana, Leila, Felicity, Everly, Briella, and Rosalee. I'm doing this for you guys and I hope you enjoy it. So grab a cup of hot chocolate and some pan dulce and enjoy. I especially love our holiday called El Día de los Muertos. Held from October 31st through November 2nd, we celebrate and honor our departed loved ones with calaveras, dancing skeletons, and colorful ofrendas. These altars abound with pictures of our departed loved ones, golden marigolds, candied sugar skulls, and foods that our relatives loved. I already have my ofrenda ready. Do you? And by the way, Mexicans also love to share spooky stories. Today, you'll be hearing the ghost story of a woman searching for her lost children, called La Llorona. This folk tale has two versions, one in English and one in Spanish, by two different storytellers. Mexican-American storyteller Naomi Mendoza Hodge narrates the Spanish rendition, while I provide the English. I'd like to share a few interesting facts about Naomi. Born and raised in San Antonio, Texas, Naomi graduated from the University of Texas, San Antonio, with a degree in education. She loved telling her elementary school students this particular version of the popular Mexican folktale of La Llorona. I'm certain they squealed with delight listening to this scary ghost story. And you will too. In this prequel, I will provide an overview of La Llorona. Mexico is a land filled with mystery and magic, steeped in folktales from long ago. Stories abound about witches that turn into owls, goblins that capture naughty children, or a Mexican boogeyman called El Sombreron that wears a huge Mexican sombrero and chases kids. Exciting as these stories may sound, one in particular is based on truth, for it's part history, part myth, and I promise its magic will thrill you. In Aztec mythology, Metzli, or the Lady of the Night, ruled as the goddess of the moon. Dressed in billowy white garments, her full moon phase showered the earth with its silver light, providing protection, prosperity, and promoting growth. But she also had a dark phase, for the moon goddess brought nights filled with darkness, despair, and dread. Some say the goddess Metzli gave rise to mysterious ghosts of the night, while others say she traveled to earth to dwell in the black reeds and bushes surrounding rivers, lakes, and streams, appearing as a thick gray fog drifting over the land. Another myth mentions Metzli joining forces with Cihuacoatl, the snake goddess. Together, they instilled terror into the hearts of unsuspecting victims as they traveled along riverbanks, wailing and shrieking into the long hours of the night. It is rumored that the goddesses caused even the bravest of warriors to shrink in fear. Another legend arises from the mist of time, that of La Malinche, or Doña Marina, the indigenous translator who accompanied the conqueror of Mexico, Hernán de Cortés. A former slave, the brave young woman knew several languages, including Spanish, But Cortés valued her because she saved many Spanish lives and assisted in the downfall of the Aztecs and of Mexico. Considered a traitor by her people, Malinche, as she was also called, turned into an object of derision for her treachery. Malinche and Cortés had a son, but the Spaniard didn't trust Malinche to raise the little boy. So Cortés took the child to Spain with him when the boy was only 6 years old. I'm certain this painful betrayal induced grief and heartache. If you listen closely, you can already hear Malinche's wails of despair at losing her son forever. Perhaps these accounts mixed together, slowly converging, transforming into one story over time. For stories have a habit of turning into legends, and before too long, this tale fashioned itself into the tale of La Llorona. The Tale of La Llorona, adapted by Dr. Rebecca Dominguez Karimi. This is a tale told by grandparents in Mexico to their grandchildren who refuse to go to sleep at night. On dark, windy nights, when the fierce northern winds of death and destruction blow, the moon disappears and a black fog creeps over the earth, covering it like a thick blanket. It is on nights like these that you may see a woman lurking in the shadows, as thin as a river reed, hair down to her ankles, its color as dark as the night. Dressed in flowing white robes, she rises and slithers like a snake from the black depths of rivers, lakes, and streams, stalking the earth, hunting for her children. This mysterious ghost woman weeps eerily in the night, crying, wailing, howling like a banshee for her lost children. But she did not lose her children. Oh no, the ancient goddesses of the moon and river, Cihuacoatl and Metzli, took them away and refused to give them back. Now this childless mother is doomed to reside here on earth, alone forever, neither alive nor dead. That is why she is forced to live along the riverbanks, eternally searching the murky water for her lost children. Skulking about the earth, she looks for those children who are not in bed, luring them to her with her huge hypnotic black eyes. She snatches those that she finds, stealing them and calling them her own. So now, my children, return to your beds, lest she steal you away. You're listening to the Tortilla Diaries, a monthly production of Treasures from Aztlan, written and produced by Dr. Rebecca Dominguez Karimi. The second story will be a Spanish version of La Llorona, narrated by Mexican-American storyteller Naomi Mendoza Hodge. Thank you for listening to the October edition of the Tortilla Diaries, celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day, Dia de Muertos, and of course, Halloween. We hope you enjoyed our program and will come back and listen again. At this juncture in time, I'd like to say a few words about the democratic process in the United States. And I don't mean the political party, but rather our right as U.S. citizens to vote. As you may know, people of color in the U.S. were denied the vote or faced insurmountable obstacles that prevented them from ever reaching the voting booth. I hope everyone has registered to vote and will vote either through mail-in ballot or in-person voting. Check your County Supervisor of Elections website or any political party website for more information. I already took my mail-in ballot to the drop-in box in front of our county's voter registration office. If you decide to vote in person, don't forget to wear a mask and practice social distancing. We are all part of this American family, and I hope I've helped to bridge the gaps that separate us. Next month's program will feature a mini oral history workshop. I'm providing my listeners with a way to gather oral histories while at family gatherings during the holiday season, be they live or virtual. If anything, the oral history techniques are great conversation starters. Thank you once again for telling your friends about the Tortilla Diaries podcast, and don't forget to subscribe. Before I leave, I'd like to give a big shout out to Mr. Erasmus Cisneros' audio-visual class at Southwest Prep in San Antonio, Texas. So until next time, remember, somos familia.